Hey, oh my goodness. Hey, y'all. Hello, my divine ladies. Welcome. So, I feel like this is such an important topic. I mean, almost every topic I talk about is important, but this one in particular is extremely important because a lot of women make the mistakes when she's talking to a new man, especially if a man that she likes. She feels that she needs to tell him things. Hey, girl, tell him things about her past, especially negative situations that had happened to her in her past. And she feels like, oh, this is a better way for him to understand me. This is something that that way he knows how to treat me better. Da da da. Whatever the case is, I'm telling you right now, ladies, anytime a woman has ever done something like that, it always backfires on her. Because the thing about that women don't understand, men are rational creatures, okay? And as long as they know your past, it's really, really hard for them to change their mind about you. That's why whenever a man knows anything negative about you, the best thing to do is to break up and to start over. Like, don't even try to tell a man anything negative that happened to you, or anything, if you had a traumatic experience with an ex or anything like that. All you're doing is bringing that into your vibration and bring that into your future. And all that man can look at, they don't look at a woman and be like, oh, poor her. I can't believe she experienced something like this. Oh, maybe I should love her more. They don't look at women they don't look at women like that. If you want to talk about your past, me personally, I don't feel it's necessary because it's in your past. It already happened. It's gone. It's done. You can't do anything about it. You can't ever, it's just, you can't change whatever happened. The only thing you can do is move forward. And anytime a woman makes the mistake of talking about her past, they just already have a preconceived, thought about you. And it just changes their opinion about you, even regardless. It's not even wise for a woman to mention anything negative that happened to her in her past, even if it was something that happened to do with a guy. Because most times when a guy is trying to get to know you, they will ask you, oh, how was your ex, or how was this, or how was that, to get an idea of how they can treat you. And the best thing for you to do is be like, oh, well, we grew apart. Change the subject. But don't go into memory lane like, oh, he was abusive, he cheated on me, he slapped me up, da da da. Because all that man shows, like, okay, she doesn't have standards. She's not somebody who has really, healthy boundaries. She's not somebody who been around men who treated her good. She's not somebody like that. So it's not making difference how I treat her. It's not going to make a difference. Just it just and then all that man will think about is like, I'm gonna treat her the same way, probably even worse. And anytime a woman does that, it's like it's easy for a man to know um how to treat her. And that's why I even said this in my one of my videos. Woman, however a woman takes this, but when a man sees a woman tatted up and she has all these piercings, all it shows like she experienced trauma. So even if she doesn't talk about her past, she almost shows that she had something difficult that she had to deal with. That's why I always recommend women to not get tattoos, not to use her body as a form of canvas to express how she feels about herself. If she wants to express herself, maybe she should, pick up an art, maybe in a hobby, maybe learn a language, something else than using her body as a canvas to to express, the trauma that she experienced, because that is the number one indication that a woman experienced trauma is what she does to her body. That's the number one indication. How, the little respect she has for herself. If she doesn't have any respect for herself, if she's tatted up from head to toe, on her face, on her neck, all of that, it shows I experienced trauma and I don't know how to deal with my emotions properly. And it's very easy for a man to determine that, especially if he himself is tatted up and he's like, you know, experienced the same thing. But, but not using a man as a therapist is this number one thing a woman can learn right now. Is not using this man as a therapist, not using him as a he needs to be my best friend. I need to tell him everything about me. I need to tell him how many partners I've been with. I need to tell him, my ex baby father. I'm telling you right now, 95% of the people who hear your problems don't care. And the other 5% are happy you're in them. I'm telling you right now, 95%, they don't care about your problems, what happened to you. They don't care. They really don't. And like I said, the other 5% are happy you're in those problems. But a lot of times they don't care. So there's no point talking about it. There's no point talking about, the things like, just a sec. But yeah. And anytime you talk about that, like I said, they'll use whatever you say to them against you. And it's happened multiple times. I myself is speaking from experience, because that's exactly what I had. I'm thinking like, oh, I'm gonna tell this man everything. And everything I told him, not only did he tell other people, but he already has in his mind to think negative. No matter, even if I try to be like, oh, let's move on with the from the past. And for men, it's a lot harder for them letting go. It's a lot harder for them to let go of something that they already have of you. That's why I tell women, like, even when you try to be friends with a guy, there's no point telling him anything negative that happens to you with other guys. Because most of the time when a guy is trying to be a friend with a woman, it's not genuine. He's just waiting for that moment for him to slip in. And so he can slip right back out. It's not a genuine, like they're always waiting, like, shoot, I'm hoping one day she lets me hit it. That's just what it is. That's just what it is, right? As long as you keep in your mindset like this guy, if you have a male friend, this guy solely is for the purpose of him helping better you in some financial aspect or another, not because you're just so lonely you need a friend and you want to use a guy to be a friend. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. Any male friend around me, it's for financial gain. I'm telling you right now, that's exactly how I look at them. I don't look at them anyway like, oh, maybe one day we could be together. Maybe one day he will see me for who I am. No, they don't. Okay? They really don't. They really don't. So, like, the best thing a woman can do is honestly take better care of herself. That's the best thing she can do, is focusing on what makes her happy, not feeling the need to attach herself to somebody else, not feeling the need to to um to go out of her way to try to be friends with a man that she's attracted to. It doesn't work. Telling him anything about your past will backfire on you. And I'm telling you right now, any woman who's done that know exactly what I'm talking about. It will backfire on you, because they'll always use that against you. Anything traumatic that's ever happened to you, you're gonna have to learn to let it go. Because talking about it, you just bring it back into your vibration. You literally bring it back into your vibration. There's no point talking about your past when you're trying to, if especially if you're interested in the guy that you want to talk to. There's no point. There really isn't. The best thing you can do is to cut ties with somebody that knows negative things about you. Like, if this man knows negative, things about you, There's no point you trying to change his opinion about you by saying, "Oh, maybe if I become more feminine, he will see that I deserve to be treated good. Maybe if he sees me, dressing nice and like a delicate flower, he would treat me good." It doesn't change their perspective of you. That's just men. It doesn't change your perspective. You literally have to turn over a new leaf like a new piece of cloth. You're not gonna wear the old clothes that, I'm thinking like, oh, if I change some of the holes in it, it'll appear nicer outside. No, you throw it out and you move on to a person who knows nothing about you, knows nothing about you. You can literally create the type of life you want, but what you focus on, you create something better. There's no point of going back into anything negative with somebody who already knows, all the negative things about you, all the things that you experience. There's no point trying to change their opinions about you. The best thing you can do is cut it off, break up, and move on. That is the best thing you can do. Send whoever ex who's did you wrong positive energy and just move on. This is the best thing you can do. Cut ties. And even if it's a child's father, because they already have a negative perspective on you, and they're gonna hold on. Sometimes they will never let go. They will never get over you. That's just what it is. They will never get over you. And there's nothing you can do about it. But if you met a man in a negative part of your life, maybe you met him, while you're doing drugs. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. You're doing something that you don't do no more. They will always hold on to that aspect of you. No matter how much you change, or how much you decide to let go, they won't. That's why it's best for you to move on, protect yourself, and to not talk about negative things that happened to you in your past. It does not help. If you want to do that, write it down in the book so you can find ways to get over it. But talking about it, even with other females or other female friends, talking about negative things doesn't do anything good for your growth. It doesn't do anything good for your growth. You might as well cut ties and start over. That's the best thing you can do. Because whatever they think of you, it sticks to them. They're just like, don't say nothing negative about, oh, this happened to me. I was, this happened, a man took advantage of me, or anything negative that ever happened to you. I'm telling you right now, do not talk about it with a man that you're interested in. Okay? Do not talk about it with him. Because I'm telling you right now, they will throw that in your face, and it will go, and you're gonna remember this message, and you'll be like, oh my God, she was talking about this. Look what this man's doing now. They may not throw in your face right now, even maybe 6 months from now. Maybe you don't even know. It could be years. And you'll be like, oh, I remember when this happened to you. And you'll be like, oh my God. I got over that. I got over that. I don't even talk about that anymore. That's not even a part of me. That's not me. And they'll still paint that on you. Like, no, that is you. This is you. You're like this, you're like that. Da, 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 da. And it's like you can't do anything about it. You can't do anything to change the perspective of a negative aspect that you shared about yourself. There's nothing you can do, because they're always going to remember that aspect of you. And then that's just what it is. So you're best off focus on yourself and build a love for yourself. Don't look for love outside yourself, because you're not going to find it. You are your own person. You're your own being. No one can love you more than you can love yourself, ever. You're going to always have to be your own best friend, not an animal, not a dog, not a fish, not a cat, not an iguana. Not even having children is going to change anything if you don't have love for yourself. Anyways, that's my message, ladies. Stay in receiving mode, be happy, and as always, ladies, stay divine. Thank you guys for coming in today. I appreciate y'all. Peace.